You are like literally the don of snacks.
I know, I love it. Bananas and squares ones.
You should so be fat. Deep throw it for the camera, bro.
You're running some 60 in singles, it's mad. 58.49 as well.
Wow, what sort of content you want from me today? Talk to me.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I'll get you on every lap.
So,
Recording you telling me what to do.
oh yeah.
Do you hear them? And after?
I might just get you to get some footage of me walking about. Yeah, probably just some footage of me and Al walking about. You'd have to triple tap, turn the camera around, talk, and
Snack fest. Prepped and fueled, mate.
oh mate, it's like a picnic. Literally like a little picnic.
Absolutely fanboying this little athlete today. Game on, Starbucks time. You ready, son?
Alright, let's make it, yes, cross the line, well done to...
Rip off like the last 50 mil, attach it on, stretch it out, I think it's like 60%.
Hyrox Manchester with Al.
Attach it on.
Boys just having a little flirt. So this is, what is this, race 8 for me. Me and Max have had a little walk around the venue, so we're just going to walk about outside now, get a bit of fresh air, stretch our legs not too much, and then we'll get in, take you through the warm-up, and yeah, get cracking, hopefully get another big PB. We have got a time goal in mind, but don't want to let on too soon. Yeah.
Mixed up with his girlfriend, he's running with that.
Was he actually? Well done.
He was neck and neck with Johnny.
Ready?
Yeah, I think so.
What time are we going for?
Probably like 49, 50 or something, I think.
Oh, it's a world record coming.
Yo, so let's get cracking on kind of going through what happened at Hyrox Manchester. Me and Al finished with a time of 57.29 or 57.31, not too sure. There was a new tracking system that didn't quite show us like the accurate time. Finish ball said 29, app says 31, so it is what it is. Like most races, always want to get in there early, probably like 40-45 minutes before we started to warm up. We was on at 3:30, so we just kind of done 2 minutes each on the treadmill. Other person was doing dynamic stretching, just getting the body warmed up, getting the heart rate up a little bit. Probably spent about 10 minutes in total, maybe 4 or 5 rounds of treadmill, dynamic stretches, lunges, getting the hips mobile, getting everything moving, and wanted to touch as many stations as we could really. So just doing a couple of lengths of sled pull each, working on technique, getting a feel for the rope, and same with sled push, half lengths each, nothing too taxing. Just getting the quads fired up, and then over onto some more like erg station work and more dynamic stretching. So just trying to keep as much of it short and sweet, nothing too long. So I think we've done maybe like 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Al had a bit of an injury in the lead up to this race, but I think it was just kind of going through testing that as well, to be honest. So Yeah, so again, same with the ski erg, doing like 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Again, nothing too taxing, just working through the motions. Same with the farmer's carry, and yeah, just more dynamic stretching. Might be a little bit overkill, to be honest, but I was just cautious of opening my hips up, letting my hips get moving. And then once we'd done all that, it was back onto the treadmill for a little bit more running, just to get the legs moving again, and then we sat on a C2 bike for a bit, just to keep the legs ticking over. So we had a bit of an issue with the start time. We was meant to start at 3:30, and the plan was to go in with the start pen with a minute to spare. When we got to the start pen, unfortunately, we was told we was going to be pushed back 10 minutes because people who arrived in the first wave, or 15-20 wave before us, they didn't arrive and basically came into our start pen, so we started 10 minutes late, and we couldn't quite communicate this to Max, who was recording. So all a little bit stressful for both of us. Obviously, we was ready to get in there and get going, but yeah, let's start breaking it down. So first run, obviously shorter run, done it in 2:51, went out quite hot on that. With a ski erg, we've done in 3:33. Transitions were, I believe it was 200 metres each to start, 150 metres each for the rest of it. Done that, obviously 150 metres each. Done that 4 times. Transitions were always get off to the left, constantly communicating that with each other, making sure we was both good. Didn't come off that feeling too bad, to be honest. Obviously, like, heart rate was elevated and we was gassed, but the mistake we made was probably not taking on enough fluid after this, but it was quick. It was so congested coming out of that. Run 2 was 4 minutes flat, which was quite good, and kind of on pace to where we wanted it to be. Sled push was a 1:27, again every half length, and just communicating with each other when, like, if we did have any issues, we didn't have any issues. It was a lot more smoother than the first time we'd done it together, a lot better for the both of us. I felt like we got next to no rest on this. It just felt go, go, go from the start. But yeah, happy with that time. Sled push, the run after the sled push was a 4:13, so quite good. Quite happy with that. It did start to get a little bit slower. Sled pull, the lengths were again every half length. Al started the ski and the sled push so that I could start the sled pull, being the taller person out of us both. I thought me being longer, I could extend and take the slack out of the rope because there's more slack in it the further away it is. So I done a half length, swapped it over to Al, and then he just kind of ripped it as much as he could, but obviously the boxes are quite small, so it was hard to keep the rope tidy, and we had a little bit of problems with the sled getting caught up a few times, but it is what it is. Sled pull was 2:41, again coming out of that, it was very congested, small rock zone, and it wasn't too bad, it was just small, do you know what I mean? Like, he was having to move past people, but we're kind of used to that by now. Did I say run after sled pull? Run after sled pull was a 4:18, and then into the burpees, that rock zone bit in between the in arch and the burpees, that was about the only time we walked, only because I needed to get my breath back and I was starting the burpees. So yeah, we went to go for, I think it was like 5 to 8 reps each on the burpees. Didn't quite get there. I think I maybe done 5, and then Al had to do the rest, which, to be fair, he beasted it and done the rest of the length, and then swapped over. I started again, Al then chipped in, and then I chipped in for the last few, just making sure I jumped over the line not to get a penalty like I have done before and get sent back, because that can waste valuable time. Got a 1:38 finish on the burpees, which we were both quite happy with. The run after the burpees was obviously slow, it was like 4:20, but kind of knew we was on pace. Max was shouting at us to keep us updated on timing and how we were doing. Going into the row, we've done that in 3:56. Transitions for this was 300 each to start, and then 200 metres each for the rest of it. Good transitions on the row. Again, it was get off to the left. I didn't fully strap my feet in just because I faffed about and got my feet caught in the row before, which is lost valuable time. So yeah, really good from the both of us. I was absolutely dying. I was in no state to communicate or try and have a laugh with anyone who was spectating. I was just pure tunnel vision the whole way, to be honest. So the run after that was a 4:16, which started to come down a little bit, so quite happy with that. Quite happy with how the road went and felt. Didn't feel like I gassed myself out too much, and my legs didn't feel too heavy, but I knew going into the farmers I was going to walk a little bit of it just to kind of gain a little bit on my legs, which we ended up doing. So it was 2 laps, which I thought was going to be quite busy, and it actually wasn't that bad. So I walked half my length and then kind of jogged the rest of it, got round that little bend. Al took over and just absolutely tore it for the rest of it. So I finished Farmers Carry in a 1:28, and then the run after the Farmers ended up being a 4:12. So runs were starting to come back down, which is good. Into the sandbag lunges, because every venue's different, so you don't know how the lengths are going to be. Not that it makes much difference, but it was easier with it being only 4 lengths, so we knew do a length swap, do a length swap, do a length swap. Al was starting all the odd numbers, I was starting all the even numbers, apart from the sled pull for the reason obviously I said earlier. Absolutely beasted these, legs felt really good. Like I've been massively hammering lunges recently, so I think that's kind of why we managed to finish lunges in, what is that, 2:09. With the transitions, it was more, me and Al will go back to back when I've got the bag, and he'll take the bag off me. And then for him, I'll just stand behind him and just rip the bag off his shoulders, take it, lunge straight away, and then when I finished, it was a case of just get a jog on, throw it into the box, get straight out for the last run, which I thought felt quicker, to be honest, but it was a 4:15 on that last run before the wall balls. And wall balls, we were hoping, like most people, to kind of go semi-unbroken, so we wanted to do 50 each, and it just didn't happen. Going into the wall balls, I think there was a bit of confusion with like where we was going. We got muddled up, might only cost us like a few seconds, but yeah, it wasn't a good start. I missed the first couple of reps on the wall balls, just I think from being all over the place. But yeah, I think we went 30, good transition. Al caught the ball on the bounce, which was good. Like, I was just kind of communicating to him, basically saying like, ready to swap, got like 2 more and then swap. That worked really well. Again, same with me, catching the ball on the bounce when Al communicated to me he was ready to swap. So we went 30, 30. I'd done 25, and then I think Al done the last 15 maybe. But again, this area was all very narrow again, and it was just, yeah, again, the wall ball area was just very congested. I was trying to look to see where we was going to run, and then Al just ended up pelting it through the middle. So it is what it is. We had to kind of like barge past people, but there's no like malice behind it, do you know what I mean? It was just we were sprinting to the end to try and get the time we wanted. So yeah, wall balls was 3:22, rock zone time was 4:42, total time was like 57:31. Solely app says, board said 57:29. But yeah, overall quite happy with it. I know few issues, obviously one being the pushback start time, the new tracking system, which I feel like nobody was aware of, including myself, unless I missed something. I knew nothing of it until now. Until we got to the event, it was trying to kind of figure out, I think it was the day before maybe, or whenever we got the start times, that's when we was made aware like there was this new system.
Woo! Come on!
Annoyingly, you can't see where you've placed in your age group. It only goes up to top 10 and then top 3, I think. Top 10 overall and then top 3 in your age group. So it's annoying you can't kind of see where you placed, which I know a lot of people want to see, and then be able to compare it on the normal websites like High Results and RoxFit, seeing where you want to make improvements and stuff. But it is what it is. I know there was people queuing for the wall balls, which is quite bad. Not us personally, but I did see on Instagram a few people like standing there like, what do you do? Do you just? I'm assuming they got some kind of time back for it, because yeah, that's not really fair. I feel like the warm-up area needs more treadmills as well. Like for so many people who are there, with all the crossover times and everything else, need a lot more treadmills for sure. But yeah, that was it. Finished the day up with 5 guys on the train on the way home, and then we had to go to the pub for my mate's birthday. Yeah, ended up getting home quite late, to be honest, and I was fucked. But it is what it is. Next race now is, God, what is it? Malaga singles. I think me and Al are going to take a crack at pro doubles next, because we need to take that jump, I think. Obviously, I'd love to keep chipping away at open time, but it's got to come a time where we make a jump up to pros, do you know what I mean, and just test the water there. So yeah, exciting to see what happens next. It was cool to be able to run on behalf of Start Fitness and Puma, who kitted us both out with the new Pumas, and to be honest, they grew on me. I weren't too keen on them at first, but I think because I was so like such a Saucony fanboy that I just didn't want to try anything else, and I was like, nah, these are the trainers for me. But obviously, you had to go half a size up in the Pumas, because I did hear they were quite narrow. They wore in, to be honest, and like they did stretch out and they fit quite well now, and I was really happy with them, especially where the Hyrox floor is quite firm. Like they're a bit more spongier than the Pro 4s, so that actually kind of paid off well. But yeah, that's it from me. I suppose I'll see at some point in between me recording this and doing Hyrox Malaga. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I don't know what the analytics are on people who watch this against the people who are subscribed, but if you're not subscribed, please do. It helps out obviously with the channel, me being able to continue putting out more videos and stuff. So yeah, nice one.